o'clock. I'm going to call the April 24th meeting of Peru Planning Commission to order. Roll call.
Rick Day, not here. Sandy Faust,
Here.
Carrie Young. Here. Vincent Edmonds,
Here.
Joseph Molinax.
Here.
Phyllis Torrance, you were early. James Comerford.
Here.
And Scott had to work.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank everybody on the board for giving me the opportunity to work as chairperson for another year. I hope I don't disappoint. And I would like to welcome Joe as the new vice chair and thank Vincent for all he did the whole time he was vice chair. He was my voice of reason when things got out of control. And I plan on having you do that again. Do we have a secretary's report? The minutes?
We have minutes from, it is actually from January 30th was the last one. That was the, where we did all that. Just a minute. Yep. Do you want copies?
I'd like to see a copy if you have one, please.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I was,
Thank you.
thanks. Is that yours or mine? Thank you. Doesn't matter. The minutes as published.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Need that.
Old business.
Okay, old business, there is none. New business. We have a variance to allow seasonal shaved ice trailer in front of 151 West Canal Street, which is the Peru Glass and Screen building. What do we have?
Yes, well, we're bringing it to the Planning Commission. They would like to have it as seasonal. He can tell you more about the dates and everything like that, but they want this to be like a reoccurring year after year to stay on there instead of like just doing temporary one season kind of at a time. That's where we're at.
Okay. Would either of you like to come up and speak to us? State your name, please.
You know,
Hold on a minute, I didn't hear it.
Somebody turned something off, hold on.
There's only one person back there. Like the
We're
way,
be getting here, try it now.
Adam Constable.
That's fine, we're gonna pick you up, don't worry, they'll be there.
Okay.
he's working.
Go ahead.
We just would like to have a, a flavored shave ice stand next to Brew Glass and Screen. We would like to maybe start around May 1st. It might be a little after that, but we're gonna ask for May 1st and maybe go through like Halloween. And, that date, we could shut down a little bit before that. I'm just making it easy by saying May 1st and October 30th. We would be open approximately from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. I'm sorry. We would like to have maybe some high school kids help work it. Give them some little opportunity. Other than that, what would you guys like?
What kind of structure are you talking?
Well, we would like to use like a concession style trailer. Obviously, I don't want it to look cheesy. We want it to look nice. We're try to match as close as I can to Peru glass and screen building, so it kind of blends in. Maybe we'll have a couple potted, plants, a couple picnic tables, some umbrellas. We're planning on calling it the Shaved Ice Shack currently. We probably plug in a few little lights and we just want it to be nice, we don't want to cheese up the river walk, like we said. Basically, that's about it.
Are you thinking about leaving the trailer there all
No,
year?
Absolutely not. And the only reason I would like to use a trailer versus building a stand or something is because if somebody needed access to it or, that property or anything, we'd be able to move it real easily. I do not want to leave it there, all winter long. I'd like to maybe take it home, store it in my building, and then just bring it back. If we have to put gravel down, whatever we need to do to comply with the ordinances, we would love to do that. I might probably put some skirting around the bottom so you don't see that it's a trailer. I don't want it to look like a trailer, but essentially that's what it would be.
Sounds like a good location.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Halfway through the river walk, everybody can stop.
He also has a letter from Mike Sablisk, the property owner. So I told him to bring that with him.
If you need to see, I do have a letter from Mike stating that we are allowed to use the property. If you'd like to see that.
I would like to see it, please.
Will you have any need for utilities?
Well, we're just gonna use his utilities. We're gonna
Okay.
be close enough to his building. I'm gonna stick a couple, outlets on his building. If we get the correct trailer, it'll have its own generator and we won't need any utilities. The water that we will use in there to like sanitize our stuff and wash our hands will go into a tank and I'll have to empty that tank at the truck stop or, somewhere.
Did you want to see that?
They allow you to do that.
This won't be permanent. You will move it.
Yes. Just for the simplicity of it, we would like to use a trailer as far as moving it, reset it
Now, the one thing you have to realize is that we are an advisory board to the city council,
up.
so this would have to go in front of city council, and that will not be until May 8th, is their next meeting.
Okay.
So, you said May 1st, so I just want you to know that
No, yeah.
this
no,
has to go through
Yeah.
them, so.
This, like I said, this is our first, we didn't even know if we were allowed to do it or what, so I was just stating May 1st. It may be
Yeah, fair enough.
May 30th before we get set up, or, this season, it may be a little longer than that, but, we weren't sure what we needed to do in order to be able to do this, or if
Exactly.
we would even be allowed to, so this is just what we're shooting for. If it's after May 1st, that's fine. We'll do whatever we gotta do.
They'll meet on the 8th, and then they would give the final approval.
Sure.
Look at all
You
that.
want to see that?
Just for the board, a little bit of background. He owns a construction company and does like that sort of work, just so you know. Like, not just someone coming in that doesn't know what they're doing with buildings. That's how he came up there and was talking to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Local contractor in the city of Peru, registered with the city of Peru, and I've been doing it for a long time, so we actually did some roofs for this parks and things, put the roof on Ace Hardware. I have a pretty strong construction background, so
Okay.
born and raised Peru, Indiana.
Oh, my. Does anybody have any questions for Adam?
You answered my question by saying born and raised, and I was curious about what would motivate you to want to open up a Shaved Ice Shack.
I'll be 100% honest with you. My sister moved out to Utah, I don't know,
12 years ago.
12 years ago. A couple years ago, we went out to visit her, and where she lives, they have 3 or 4 shaved ice shacks. And that's what they love to do, even if they haven't had dinner yet, or they're not sure what they're gonna do for dinner. My sister's like, I don't know what we're doing for dinner, but we're going to get a shaved ice, so they do that pretty regularly. And they took us to get one, and it was amazing. And there was, there was people lined up for them. I just thought it was a great idea. to.
It's a great location, too.
Oh,
Try to bring
perfect.
back here and maybe do something here.
Outstanding.
That's
All right.
That's
exciting.
where I got the inspiration.
That's exciting. Thank you.
Is this going to be like a franchise, or are you like your own business that has its own name kind of thing?
Yeah, at this point, it's not a franchise. I'm not even sure how well it will do here. I'm sure, I hope, it should do well, as far as branching out and doing something
Okay.
else. I'm not purchasing part of a franchise.
Okay,
This is my
okay.
personal deal. Maybe if it does really well, we might try to go Wabash or something and set one up, but, at this point, it's kind of test and do.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions? If not, let's take a vote.
Ready? Carrie Young?
Yes.
Vincent Edmonds?
Yes.
Joseph Mullenix?
Yes.
Phyllis Torrance?
Yes.
Sandy Faust?
Yes.
5-0.
Yeah, you missed one.
Did I?
Yeah, you missed me, but I was going to say.
I had a yes above you. James Comerford. Sorry.
Unanimous.
Here we have it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good
you
luck.
very much.
Very good luck.
City Council on the 8th, and, is it on the, no,
May 7th.
I thought it was a 7.
my bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's on the 7th. We went through the
You're in the
steps.
same room?
Yes.
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 It's at 6 o'clock also?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, we'll see you there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You guys need that
Oh,
letter?
the letter.
No,
No.
sorry.
No, you're
You may
fine.
have it
No,
back.
bring it with you,
Make copies or
Keep-
whatever.
just bring it with you to City Council.
Keep it, yeah.
For city council, you can come up there and I can make copies for you, bring copies,
Oh, I'll
that
make
way-
copies. Is there anything else
There you
I'll
have-
need for that meeting?
just like you did
Don't
here.
think so.
I don't think so.
I'll be in line
Convincing story.
whenever you open.
Thank you very much.
I'll be there.
We'll also
Yes.
do like gluten-free,
Nice.
Really?
shaved ice also, yep.
Well, that's awesome.
See, I'd definitely be in
Why?
line now.
Well,
Because there's a lot of people.
Mike,
Come on, me.
my sister's on a gluten-free diet, and she went and asked the guy, and he wasn't out there, asked him about a gluten-free, and he wasn't sure, so he came up with, a
Fair enough.
gluten-free one, and they're, you wouldn't know.
Can't tell.
my granddaughter's got celiac, so that's wonderful.
There you go.
Yeah.
We might also sell bottled water. People walking on the river walk or running or something.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Vincent, I'm so glad you asked that question because that's the first thing they told us when upstairs. That's the first thing they said was their story to why. And I'm so glad you asked that because it's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
We need a lot more of that.
Okay. We'll have a discussion over ordinance requirements to build on city lots of blight and unsafe building demolitions. Does anybody want to start?
You guys have got the packages and stuff? Basically, what we want to do is just give you these packages, let you look at them, read them over, and we'll talk about it at the next meeting. If you have any questions, anything like that, you can get a hold of me or get a hold of Stephanie. A lot of these lots, if you look at the current setback requirements, which is in that package, a lot of these lots would be unbuildable, ridiculously unbuildable. I mean, one of them, you'd end up with a 16-foot wide house. We know that's not going to happen. What we're trying to do is get these lots built on, so they, with like homes and stuff like that, so we don't wind up with pole barns, stuff like that, like happened up on Logan Street. And so by easing the setback requirements some, hopefully we can get more houses in there now. The front and rear setbacks aren't really an issue, because there's already a caveat in our ordinances that, houses should line up and so on and so forth. But this is mostly just to make it more attractive for prospective builders and stuff to come in and get us back on the tax rolls with some of these properties. We're torn down quite a few of them now. I don't know the exact number, but that's all money that's not coming into the city any longer. So.
Well, I'm glad to see it happen. The way that Peru is, I'm glad to see these houses coming down. Long overdue.
Yeah, and if
They run other people's values, property values.
we get some nice stuff in there,
Yeah.
it's a bonus for us.
One thing that's just discussion that actually Jerry and Brenda and Gabe and I were talking about with these properties that I think is interesting is these properties that we've gotten, like if you look at them, I'm guessing 95% of them are coming from like the old commissioners list where people weren't paying the property taxes for 3-4 years on them. And it's kind of helping to clear all that stuff up too and
Yeah.
everything like that because they've been sitting empty, some of them for 10 years or longer. And hopefully we do get some additional tax revenue on that, we were it was on the tax roll, but we weren't collecting the money. So that'd be good.
So, what's the difference between the two lists?
There was just an addition of one word
No.
or one sentence.
No.
He's looking at the property
That's
list.
just
There's
separate.
two.
Bid lists. That is bid list number 2, but that's just groups that we did on the demos.
There's
So
nothing
that-
that's really different
No,
between it?
it's,
Okay.
yeah, it's just on there
And basically,
in the order that we did them.
that's
Yeah.
telling you how wide the lot is, so you can see, like, take that second one on the list there, what is it? How wide is that lot?
33.
33 feet?
Yeah.
So you take 20 feet off of that, which would be the current setbacks now.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wanna build a house on that? You see where I'm going with this? I mean, you'd have one very long, very narrow house.
Well, I think a lot of people will buy these lots living next to them. I'm hopeful.
Well, I'd be more hopeful that we could sell them to somebody that wanted to build a house on them. That would bring us much more tax revenue.
Well,
You're right, Phyllis, a lot of them will be sold to that, but there will
Yeah.
be a handful of them where someone might want to build on it, so.
yeah,
The more houses we can get built, and right now, it's a great time because, as Stephanie can attest to, the real estate market here is pretty good right now. So, I've actually talked to a couple of contractors that said that they would build on spec, so, who knows? But if we don't have something in place, then they would have to go individually to the zoning board of appeals, get that, and, that's another long process, so I think it's just better if we try to streamline this for them as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, I guess in addition to that also, that last page, I think I put it last on most of yours, because we went over all of this, Joe, Sandy, and I. On there, we of course would have to take it to legal, and he would probably tweak it a little bit to make sure that it's good, and they would know what to add. We have to just make sure that we comply with all the other areas too. It's kind of like today, after they left, I was researching like fire state code. And if you're that close, there's different state codes that you would have to follow if you were far apart. So we'll just have to be sure to explain all that to them when they come.
And we'll
But that's anywhere.
we'll research that some more and find out exactly,
Yeah.
so on and so forth,
We're
get all the
good. We're
legalese
close.
in there, figure out what it is. But this way you guys can look it over, if you guys got any ideas or anything, we can add to it or subtract from it, or, but,
Yeah, and it's helpful if you guys really do think of anything that might be left out because if we're adding something to there, we want it to cover anything they could possibly do. That way,
no
down the
surprise.
road, we aren't saying, "Ugh, we should have put that in there." I've tried to, I think that covers most of what I can think of, but more brains together is better so that we can, I was thinking all day and asking everyone, did I leave anything out? But it might just hit you at some point during the week thinking about it.
Well, we have another whole month to come up with stuff and
I know,
fine tune it. if
which
you
is
will.
good.
So the majority of the properties are owned by the Economic Development Department?
Yeah, do you want to know why? Okay, those, these two lists, the first two big groups that we did, they're the blight elimination program. And there's steps that you have to follow in that, and part of that, and I don't do the whole process, so I'm just giving you the kind of whole picture of it. Now Brenda can tell you exactly, because she's the one who does those steps. After, we tear them down and everything like that, then Miami County Economic Development is the designated group, I guess I would say, that is promoting these. And like, I got a hold of them and they said that there's probably, he said under 10, probably he's guessing 6 or 7 that do not have people that as soon as the wait period's over, we're in a wait period now, they're going to buy, but there are 6 or 7 that haven't had people say they're going to buy. So they have to send out letters to like the people next to them, adjacent property owners, and give them the option to buy first. There's just steps they have to go through. They're dealing with all that for us.
Okay.
So, and he said that the ones that they have are like neighbors for yards or garages to go, because then they'll just merge it or whatever. If there's 3 or 4 in all of these that have new builds on them, I'm happy. I mean, if there's 1 or 2, it's good start.
And plus, we're not done tearing down yet.
No, we have a lot more coming. We have a lot that are right in the middle that have already been started, so.
Yes, this is not a complete.
And
fight.
this, on this, Vincent, the next list, like, if we bring more lists in here after a bunch of them are done, you won't see Miami County Economic Development all the way down all those, you won't. This is a separate program.
Okay.
That makes sense. Do you understand that, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I
I
was-
didn't know if you understood it before I'm talking about it, like the difference in those.
I think I understand.
Okay.
I guess like Kevin and Terry Butler and Terry Sale, are those properties that are tax delinquent that the city is taking, or are those the actual owners?
No,
Those were the owners of, if I understand, those were the owners of the property. Those who we got the property from, one
right,
way or the
but
other.
we
Got
did
it.
not acquire, these are still in that Kevin and Terry Butler and Terry Sale. That, as of right now, that's whose name they're in, because I actually called and checked to make sure it was right.
And
'cause I
until all the
questioned it.
legalese is done, it will
Yeah.
remain that way.
Okay, I understand.
Until the actual transfer takes place.
Miami County Economic Development it's great that they do this, because then they have their manpower in there, and that's what they're there for, is to develop the county. So it's a good help.
So it doesn't look like any of these are like right next to each other, is that correct?
No, they're scattered all over.
They're all over. Some of them's been on the list of being torn down, 2011, 2009, and never the money to do it. A lot of this is done with grant money, and all they do is just nothing, just bring more junk in them, and ruins the person's property value on the other side of them,
That's right.
as well as the city of Peru.
That's right.
And several of these houses have wound up with meth labs in them and vagrants in them and partying teenagers in them and stuff. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
this is our way of taking care of that problem too, to a degree.
I
Much
have,
you can never take care of that.
I have a place that I've been working on. If you go down Washington Avenue on the east side to May Street and turn right, there's a place on the corner that has anywhere from 15 to 18 vehicles, all directions parked in their backyard. They have heavy-duty equipment and everything else, and they'll move part of them out, they all licensed. They'll move part of them out, and then another group will come in. And it makes you wonder exactly what's going on.
Sure.
And it's scary. To leave these vacant houses, it's scary, the people that get into them.
Well,
Yeah.
City's doing a good job of taking care of that, so.
Oh, yeah,
And it's nothing that's gonna happen overnight.
no. First time in my 23 years on the council that we've actually had a building commissioner that does do his job and code enforcement right along with him. And I need that from all sincerity. I worked with them all. Sad, I just throw some pictures of sometimes you see some of these houses that previous building commissioners would put them out, somebody buy them for $11, $17. And you ought to see what they look like, and then somebody will come along, a husband, slap some siding on it, make it look halfway decent, but it's all inside, it's ridiculous. Rotten floors, mold, and everything else.
Yeah.
I've been through 3 or 4 of them like that. So, you know, I really comment, Jerry Santan, I think his last name is, and he does, the building commissioner, a wonderful job, I think.
That's good.
But you guys just ought to take a look. If you've got time to drive around, look what I'm telling you. In the first place, they're not even supposed to have that kind of heavy equipment in town on lots. They do what they want to do, these people.
Yeah.
They do what they want to do. And done it for years and got by with it.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's get out of here.